Hi everybody! Are you ready to work in small space? Let's go! Very useful for a crowded milonga. Today's video is sponsored by the branch in the Naminius Markthalle every Saturday from 10 to 14 hours. Don't miss it. Before we go on, don't forget my name is Germán Landeira. You can find me on my Instagram, g.landeira, and of course there's much more videos and lots of my tango secrets in my Patreon page, GL Tango Argentino. So let's go with a small space. So to start with small elements, first of all what we're going to do is start with a close embrace. So we always speak about the idea of embrace here, but now instead of working with an open embrace, what we're going to use is a tinier room. That means that we are going to use rib contact most of the time. So we will start with elements as backwards ochos, forwards ochos, walked, but everything will be in a smaller size because the aim of the video of the class today is to work with small space. So how are we going to do everything much smaller? Even if there are rotations backwards or rotation forwards, turns around and calecitas and all these elements, it is very important that we will reduce the amount of push in the floor. That means if as a leader I start holding weight down and then I stretch, of course this will develop a longer step. So my idea would be, if I want to go small, every movement will be after a small projection with an axis transfer. That means as soon as I start the projection, my axis has to come where the free foot is landing. Yes, that could apply for a walk, for a turn, for an ocho. Yes. For example, if you wish to walk forward short, don't hold it backwards and then do the projection. The other way around. As soon as we start with the projection, there we bring our axis forward. And that's how we are going to develop all our elements in a tinier space. Yes, even if they are quicker or slower, that has nothing to do with the speed. It is very important that there's not an excessive push in the floor because this is what expands the movements. As a follower, the question is if we do know in advance or not that we're going to dance small or not. If that's not the case, yes, how do we realize, okay, he wants to do some small steps? So first of all, we start with a close embrace, yes, so there is ribcage contact, we start as a follower, and then what are we going to do? First of all the time try to hold the leader. As soon as our axis as follower is holding backwards, is going backwards, yeah, the structure will kind of collapse and we will go backwards, and that's not the idea, totally the opposite. We want to remain forward, yes, always forward, holding the partner. After, what we need to do is use the same intensity, the same amount of weight and push between leader and follower role to have a synchronized, yes, amount of push. This is hugely important, and of course, when Alor will be here, then we're going to work it together. But beforehand, as a follower, to go small, don't forget, we don't need to add an extra push, just let's measure which is the amount of pressure in the floor that the partner is suggesting. In this way, it will be much easier, yes, to feel, okay, he wants to go shorter or smaller. If you decide directly, okay, I will just go hard, yes, the amount of the length will be quite big. Leaders, so what are we going to do? Let's start with some ideas, yes? It doesn't matter really how many elements you know, if you just started your journey with tango or if you are already on the way. It is very important that the elements that you have, we will make them smaller. We could start, for example, with backwards ochos, forwards ochos, after we do some turns. Important, after, for example, size them on a backwards invitation, yes? Do not try to stretch it and add extra push, but to make it smaller. Every movement will be under our embrace frame. Yes, for example, here, if we want to do some forwards ochos, or even a turn, yes, even a small lapis, everything will be much more compact. Compact doesn't mean that it's harder. Compact means that it will be smaller, yes? For example, same giro entrance with the ocho girado entrance. That's a very nice element to work in close embrace and in small space. We had a video about it, don't forget to have a look at it. So, ocho girado entrance, yes, any movement like sandwiches, We also have a video here. All these elements will fit perfectly in a reduced space. Are we ready to work in couples? Then let's call on Lord first of all. But before that, let's have a look at the video from our sponsor from today, the Brunch in der Markthalle.
Willkommen zu unserer neuen Videoserie Brunch entdecken. Jede Woche nehmen wir Sie mit auf eine kulinarische Reise zu besonderen Restaurants und leidenschaftlichen Gastroprofis. Heute geht es zum Fischladen. Der Fischladen ist das perfekte Ziel für Meeresfrüchte-Liebhaber und bringt die Frische des Ozeans direkt in die Stadt. Hier erwartet Sie eine Auswahl an frisch zubereiteten Köstlichkeiten, knusprige Fish and Chips, Pokeballs mit Lachs-Sashimi und für einen Deluxe-Brunch gebratene Jakobsmuscheln. Genießen Sie diesen besonderen Brunch jeden Samstag und an jeden ersten Sonntag im Monat von 10 bis 14 Uhr. Tauchen Sie ein in die Welt der Meeresaromen und lassen Sie sich von der Qualität und Frische überraschen. Kommen Sie vorbei, brunchen Sie mit uns und entdecken Sie den einzigartigen Geschmack bei der Fischladen.
So, and Lord is here, then let's start practicing. So, let's start first of all with our close embrace. That means that we have ribcage contact in between us, and with some ochos, for example. So, again, everything is going to be small. Yes, ochos backwards. For example, pivot, contra pivot, and then ochos forward. Everything, every step that I'm doing to accompany and lure is in the direction of my shoulder. They are small. Yes, there we go. So let's go again with the forwards and backwards ochos. So first backwards here, really small. As you can see, always our lines are parallel to each other in order to keep the close embrace. Same with the forwards ochos. Yes, always parallel to each other, and there is a constant ribcage contact. This is really necessary to develop all the movements. Turns and walks, also the same. Everything will be in small steps. So remember that in all our tango video take that we've been doing until now, we work already with backwards ochos, forwards ochos, walk, turns, yes, some sacadas, different entrances. Don't forget, of course, and feel free to have a look at them again to review them. But now what we're going to do is we will repass these elements, everything in a smaller size. So everything in small space. The aim is to work small. It's not about going quicker or slower. It has nothing to do with the speed. It has to do with the size. Everything is smaller. Then decide the elements that you like, and again, if we wish to go small, there's not so much push on our weight legs. In this way, we can handle all the movements small. Yes, also this small front change that we did last time in our Vals classes. Very nice. So have fun practicing. If you would like some more tips in detail to work in close embrace and bring your dance to a next level, don't forget to visit our Patreon. There's a lot of stuff in there. And see you next week.